Good morning. It's been a minute since I posted a video. We're inside figuring some stuff out. We've got suspension on the way. We're working on jacks and jack stands and cribbing and all that kind of stuff. So we didn't go anywhere. We're just busy behind the scenes and we're doing a bunch of work in the shop. I wanted to talk about the antenna system and what we've come up with, my solution, and talk about the Winegard that is on just about everything. There's a lot of misconception that this little button here actually grabs the signal and gives you a longer range, or takes the signal, makes it bigger, gives you more channels, and improves the range or reception of the antenna. And that's not the case. What this button is doing is it's amplifying the signal that it receives here, receives into the input. It's actually on the back side. It receives, it amplifies it so that it can move the signal around inside the camper. When we tore this thing apart, you had the antenna coming in and it went into this, and then it splits off. It goes through like 3 different splitters, so it's going to different parts of the camper, and they run it all kinds of haphazardly, front to back, side to side, and they have to increase the signal inside the camper because every time you go through a splitter, you take the signal, you split it off into something else, and it lowers the overall signal going to the TV. So we did away with all of that, and I've gone to a digital system. I've got a digital antenna I'll show you here in a second, and then personally I'm bringing it into a Tablo. Just for point of reference, there's 2 different Tablos now. There's the old style, they call it the legacy Tablo. It doesn't rely on internet specifically. It'll bring in TV channels, let you record them. You can use a Wi-Fi hotspot. It's really simple to use, and we've had it for quite a bunch of years. That's what we've got inside. Actually, the legacy Tablo is at our house. I got a new Tablo, I think it's Gen 4, and it needs stable internet. It uses a lot of bandwidth. It's actually pulling in internet stations, and it's incorporating internet with antenna input. It's really cool, but it needs stable internet. If you're camping, that may not be the solution for you. The other alternative is to just pipe the cable into the back of the TV and let the TV do the channel search, signal scan, and then you're truly just over the air. That's all it is. We've used the Winegard for a good while now, and it works okay. It's on everything, and it pulls in a decent number of stations. I actually did a channel scan with this, exact same conditions before we started, and I was getting about 60 channels just in this spot. Had the antenna up. It's indoors. It's not optimal, but it shows some of the camping stuff, because when you're out in the trees and everything, you've got the same kind of blockages. When I pulled this thing off of the camper and looked at the bottom of how this is the original roof. This is how it was installed at the factory. They just chop a piece open here, they bend it back, they ran some butyl tape around it, and there it is. It pivots on this. I just didn't think it looked like something that I wanted to be on my roof. If you do, that's cool. Cool thing about camping is we all get to make our own choices. But anyway, I took this thing off. I'm still messing around with it. I'm going to put it in our scrapyard or our bone pile here, because somebody's probably going to want one here at some point. But this is how they sealed this thing up. Tons of butyl, good amount of Dicor, and again, it's a solution to how to seal up a camper roof. This is the old antenna, and this is the old splitter / signal booster. Again, it's not boosting the signal, it's not extending range, it's boosting the signal that it receives and sends it out into the rest of the camper. I had a woman ask me what antenna I was going to use. I tried to send a link. The Facebook group rules don't want you sending links, and I totally get that. I like the security of it, but you can Google this thing. This isn't endorsed by anybody. This is the one I'm using. I found it at Best Buy. And this is their basic. It was like 80 bucks. You can go clear up. I've actually got this exact, not this exact same, but this brand antenna on our house. It's a dual collector, and it's about twice the price. But at the house, stationary, good internet and everything with ours, I'm pulling in like 150 digital channels. That's all free. It's up on the top of the roof and all that kind of stuff. So Best Buy, 80 bucks. The Legacy Tablo, I don't even know if it's available. I've got one, so I haven't searched. But the Gen 4 Tablo, if you've got Starlink or something like that, works great, needs stable internet. But if you're on a Wi-Fi hotspot, I can't get it to work. There's probably a way, but I haven't messed with it. And frankly, TV when I'm camping, I just need something to watch, and it's usually not over-the-air stuff. Been talking to a new buddy of mine that I found on Facebook, or through this group, and we've been talking about line of sight, which I was joking with him. We all saw the movie Independence Day, and you understand what line of sight means. Basically, the taller you get your antenna to, or the further up in the air you get your antenna, the further it's going to reach because of the curvature of the earth. So I came up with this, probably a little bit of backwoods redneck kind of crazy stuff, but this is just a paint pole. Got it from Home Depot. It's 50 bucks. It's way too long. I'm never going to extend this thing. It's 8 feet to 23 feet. I'm going to use like 12, maybe 15 feet. It clamps on the back. This is all supplied hardware that's in the box. I just raised it up a little bit, clamped this sucker on, put the cable on the back. I made my own section of or length of cable so that if I want to unscrew it and extend it, it's got two sections. This is obviously a little stronger. And then I raise it up. I'm going to go out of camera angle here, but just raise it up and drop it down into the little bracket that I made. I haven't messed around with this. This is, again, more of the prototype stuff that I'm coming up with. Alternative solutions to what's been done in the industry for years and years. I've got a piece of 1.5 inch PVC conduit. It's electrical conduit. It's heavy. I drilled 2 holes in here. I screwed it in. It's all caulked in nice and tight. It's super rigid. I've got in my power box down here where the mini split power and there's a bunch of other stuff going on inside of here. I just put a little coax connector, made my cable end up. It goes through into the slide, into either the Tablo, or again, I could just run it into the back of the TV. All I have to do is unscrew the cable inside, switch from one side to the other. I screw this, just set that in. It's hard to do with one hand, but screw it in like so. It's attached. That's how long that takes. Raise this up, drop it down. It's a tight fit so it doesn't wiggle around. Drop it down, nice and easy. It sets on the back wall. I've got an extra amount of cable that I can use. If I go taller, I set that back there, and we are basically done for the weekend. I've raised this thing up about 12, 15 feet or so. I'm inside, and I'm picking up I think it's 133 channels now. About double what I got off the old system. And I'm not running any boosters or anything like that. It just straight up goes from the antenna, and it's a straight shot into the TV. The nice thing about Tablo is when I'm on my Wi-Fi hotspot that I use with my phone, it's broadcasting media from the Tablo to both sides. So I don't have to deal with anything, no cables or anything like that. It's just an option. If you want to look at it or reach out, set things up, I'll give you an equipment list. But basically it's a paint pole, a piece of conduit, and an antenna. That's my solution for TV, and that's all we got for now. Thanks for watching.